So once everybody gets it, but get to know it. Don't be afraid of it. Hold it in your hand. You want to rub it on your face, whatever you want. It's your grape to do whatever you like with it. Then once everybody has one, then we'll take the next step. But the first thing I want to talk about is consciousness in the kitchen. A lot of people say, I don't have time to do this, I don't have time to meditate, I don't have time to cook. Well, you know what? You have to make the time. You have to make the time to cook. And that's for your own well-being. As far as meditation, you don't have time to meditation, let your time in the kitchen be your meditation. And when I say that, when people talk about your body as a temple, treat it that way. People talk about your body, okay, making it well, healing your body with the proper foods and whatever. And that is the time to put the energy for yourself. Allow arguing. I don't allow bickering. I don't allow any of that stuff. This is only positive energy in this area, because this is the area, this is my cave, and you're entering my cave, and in my cave, I'm the Lord of the land. So everything is going to be nice and quiet and mellow. And then I prepare the food. I watch how I slice each pepper. I watch how I dice a piece of celery. And inside, you become very at peace, because you're very conscious of every cut that you make with a knife. Not to cut your finger, but no, you probably won't. But if you're in the right consciousness, you probably won't cut your finger. You're going to feel the smoothness of the grape. This grape was grown on a vine just for you. This is your grape. This is the food that you're going to put in your mouth that is going to sustain you. It's a lovely taste. Smell it. Give it a smell. Hold it to your nose. Smell it. You smell that freshness of the fruit. Okay. Now, when I say, everybody place it in your mouth very slowly and chew it slowly. It's going to be mindful eating. Okay? So, okay, everyone, gently put it in your mouth. Have that one bite, savor the juice, and enjoy the experience. And then I want people to share the experience. You were conscious of this food, okay? When it went down, when you took that first initial bite, it lit up inside of you, okay? Because it was a concentration that you had with it before. Then you digested it, and you tasted the difference. And in mindful cooking, that's the reaction you'll get with the food all the time. If you have the consciousness of the cooking while you're cooking, that's what you're going to get. But if you come into a kitchen and you're arguing with something, you're going to get that too. But that's not going to have the same effect on you. So what I would do is set up a set of rules in your kitchen, the sacred space. Because that's going to sustain you and your family, or you and your pets, or whoever. It's very important. It's a very important thing, and so many people overlook it. They just think it's another part of the house. It's another part of the house to share like a family experience, whether good or bad. But the thing is, the kitchen should always be good and clean. Okay, so that's the first thing. And then another thing is, the economy of a kitchen. You'll be economic with your thoughts, because no, adverse situation will happen in that kitchen. Not if you're overseeing it properly. So you're in control of the thoughts that are going in and out of the kitchen, and you're creating an economy with your thoughts. Then, what I find is that an economy, another type of economy in the kitchen is, what I do is when I go into a store, like if I go into a Publix or a Whole Foods, wherever I decide to shop, or even a farm, okay, wherever I choose to shop or whatever is good, I go and see what's on sale. And sometimes, even if I go into Publix, I go online. Now in Publix online, you can see exactly what they have on sale. And you can compare that to Winn-Dixie, or you can compare that to Whole Foods. And then you get the best price in the store, you know, whatever store it is that has it the cheapest price, because most likely it's the same thing. And that's what I choose to cook with. And if I'm not sure on what to do with what's on sale, I go online and I check it out. And I say, let me see what I can do, easy. Thing is, you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid of the kitchen. It's like you're cooking for yourself, so you're losing nothing. You're losing nothing. You're cooking for yourself, and most of the time, with that consciousness, even if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to taste good. You know, you just have to have the right consciousness. And so you're economizing in your thoughts in the kitchen, and you're economizing with things on sale. Another thing that I do, sometimes if they have a good deal on greens in a store, I have a juicer, which if you don't have one, I suggest you get one if you could. If you can't, then don't bother, but this works for me. I buy a lot of greens, like say on a Saturday, and so then I'll cook up my food for like 2 days, and then after the second day, I check my stock of what I got left in the fridge, in the greens. And whatever's left, if it looks like I'm running a little bit high on stuff, then I make a juice for myself. And it's like, the staples for juice is carrots, celery, apples. You can't miss with those. Kale, and even romaine lettuce. A whole head of romaine lettuce in the juicer. You know, it's like, that's how I go through my greens. So when I see I'm getting high on the greens, another way to economize is I do the juicer thing, and that seems to work. Another thing I do, yes, I know this sounds crazy, but Whole Foods has a 365 brand of frozen vegetables, and they are organic, and they are very comparable to regular frozen vegetables. And I put them in the freezer too. You know, like broccoli, they taste fresh, they're really delicious, they're organic, and it's not something I have a hard time going through a head of broccoli sometimes. So it's like, what am I gonna do with this head of broccoli? It's in there a week already, you know? So sometimes I'll buy the frozen 365 organic, because they're very reasonably priced, yes. And if you want very simple recipes, go on to the website. It's helplessvegetarian.com. And it's very easy to work. It's very easy to print the recipes, and everything is on the top. We're in the process of changing it and adding things. I will be working with a holistic nutritionist who will be writing a piece of it as well, but we're working on the changes as we speak.
I have a video of it done.
Recipe on my website, not that I'm doing any promoting, but it just happens to be an outrageous recipe. It's the basic marinara sauce recipe on my website, okay? And it's not, you can't fail. I promise you when I tell you, you can't fail with this recipe. They'll think you are a galloping gourmet from Tuscany. And it takes all of like 10 minutes to make, okay? The recipes that I have are so workable, it's like ridiculous already. But this recipe is just a basic marinara sauce. So if you make a pot of marinara sauce, that pot of marinara sauce can give you 4 meals. Okay, there's many things you can do with it. You can do pasta and the sauce. You can do pizza. You can buy the pizza shells, or you can bake it, whatever you want to do. You can do tofu parmesan, which that recipe is also on my website, where you bread the pieces of tofu and you put some marinara sauce and mozzarella cheese on the top, so you got the tofu parmesan. You can do individual lasagna pieces. You can do all kinds of stuff, with just one. You just really have to sit down and think. But everybody sometimes sits in a kitchen and panics because they're convinced they can't cook. But everybody can cook, everyone. You're all geniuses. I'm telling you. And there's canned beans, okay? Some people like to do dry, but if you don't have the time, you don't want to do dry, at least take the cans. You can buy the cans like very cheaply, and Bush is a very good brand of beans. If you want organic, 365 brands of organics, but there's so many different kinds of beans. And with beans, you could do so many things. You could make a bean stew. You could make a chili. You can, I mean, there's two meals already. And even with soups, you can make a lentil soup. And all these recipes that I'm telling you are on the website, and they are very easy to make. So don't be afraid of what I'm saying, like she's crazy. I'm gonna make a lentil soup. Not so. These recipes are so doable that next time I come here, you're all gonna tell me we're gourmet chef.
So some real practical recipes on how to cook vegetarian. And the first thing we're gonna cook today is a no pie crust spinach pie. It's really easy. We're gonna make a, sorry, I said no pie crust, there is a pie crust. Okay, we're gonna take the bread, these are here are breadcrumbs. We're gonna mix the breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese. That's your Parmesan cheese. The butter. We're going to chop up the butter. The butter's softened, so it's easier to mix. And we're going to take this, put it in here, and we're kind of just going to just mix it around. Sometimes the best way to do it is the old-fashioned method you've probably seen in your family kitchen, using your hand. And then you mix it with your hand. Okay, see the way this is like coarse crumbs? That's the way you want it. So what you're going to do next is take your pan and you're going to put all the crumb mixture in here. And then you're going to flatten it out. Okay, then once you get everything in here, we're going to ask somebody to put this in the fridge for you. See, like that. That's your crumb.